What is going on, guys? Money Webby here. An absolute disaster of a night last night. Starting off with LeBron James, our stud yesterday, had one of his worst games in a while. On prime time, I figured LeBron would kind of come out there and put on a show back in Miami, but Miami just came out with a great defensive game plan against their old player. I'm not sure if Eric Spoelstra just knows the blueprint on LeBron, but the defense had him on. I mean, they have a good guy to really defend LeBron and James Johnson, a guy that can take away his drives a little bit or kind of limit him because he's a powerful guy, a power forward. And those power forwards seem to do pretty well against LeBron. The guys that can limit him driving to the hoop, force him to become a jump shooter. And if LeBron's not consistently hitting the jump shot, then he can't be nearly as effective and dangerous on the court. And that's what they did. They kind of took away his drives to the hoop, and then he wasn't hitting most of his jump shots last night. So that really sucked. Had like 33 DraftKings points in that game. I was expecting a lot more. The Cavs just couldn't get anything going in general. They lost Kevin Love. They scored like 79 points in that game, so a disaster there with LeBron. And then Jamal Murray, he was doing okay, but he couldn't get any shots to drop. Was expecting for him to hit a little bit more. Jokic really stole the show in that game. Eric Gordon, he was a good call. Guy was absolutely money from three. Hit 8 threes last night. Returned some good value. So that was good to see. But then Gerald Green on the Rockets as well. The guy couldn't hit a three to save his life. I think he shot like 1 for 9 from three. So absolute other side of the spectrum for Gerald Green compared to Eric Gordon. But Gerald Green, he still returned, I think, like 5 times value. So not a bad night, but we could have got a lot of more out of him. And then another play that was kind of disappointing was Dennis Smith Jr. He was balling in the first half and then doing pretty well in the third quarter. Had 28 DraftKings points through the first 3 quarters. So I was like, all right, looking pretty good. He should come back in the fourth quarter for like another 8 minutes. But then the Mavericks bench just took over the game and started outscoring the Kings. And they were on a back-to-back, so Dennis Smith Jr. didn't even get back in the game. So ended up finishing with 28 DraftKings points in 25 minutes. Normally he gets like 30 plus. You never see the Mavs blow another team out, so that kind of sucked. And then our value guy, Tariq Black, came out that Nene was starting the game, so I just figured that Nene would get like 15 minutes or so in his first stint of his first 2 rotations. Then they would just pull him out of the game and go to Black the rest of the game. But they gave Nene 21 minutes. He played the first 3 quarters for the team, and Tariq Black didn't get any run until the fourth quarter. So that really sucked because he was balling out in the fourth quarter in that garbage time. Got 18 DraftKings points in those 12 minutes that he played. So if he just got the 15 to 20 minutes that I was looking for, he probably would have got 20 to 30 DraftKings points, which really sucked because Nene was doing good in his 21 minutes as well. If I knew that Nene was going to get 20 minutes or so, probably would have won him, but I didn't expect him to get that much run in a blowout with him being 100 years old. So that really sucked last night. So a lot of disappointments last night, besides really Eric Gordon, I guess. So we got some bad juju out of the way. Let's try to bounce back tonight here on this Wednesday slate. It's an 8-game slate, a ton of value out there. I think this slate will be an exciting, high-scoring slate. Feel very good about the plays right now. The money's sick, so drop a like on the video. Ready to bounce back here tonight. The fire is coming your way, so make sure to show some support to the channel here right now. 100 plus likes, I would greatly appreciate it. Let's just hop right into it. I'm going to trust LeBron to have a bounce-back game here. I thought Miami was kind of a tougher matchup for him, but I thought this LeBron was just matchup-proof the way he's been playing recently. But I guess it shows that he's human. But against Charlotte here, this is a great game from the bounce-back here. Charlotte, they're probably worse against small forwards this year, and LeBron, the best small forward in the game. So 67 DraftKings points in the 2 games against them on average. Very good there, shooting 50% from the field, and that was before they kind of revamped their team, before LeBron started averaging triple-doubles. So he's capable of even more with this different kind of set of lineup they have now. So I think LeBron gonna flirt with a triple-double like I mentioned last night, and to add an incentive in this game is that the Charlotte Hornets, they're fighting for the playoffs. They're probably not going to, they're definitely not going to make it, I don't think. They have to pretty much win out, then get some luck in their end for them to make it. But in this game, if the Cavs win, pretty sure they eliminate the Hornets. And this is Michael Jordan's team, so LeBron gonna want to come out with some fire here. Eliminate Michael Jordan's team. Feel good about it when he's sleeping at night. So I think he'll put on a show here. Like I said, an absolute disaster of a game last night. 6 turnovers, 33 DraftKings points. So you know he's kicking himself about that performance. Probably hit the gym like right after that game. Threw up some shots, and I think he'll come out here with some fire in this game. So lock him in there. And also Kevin Love might be out of this game. He got like hit in the face. He might have a concussion. You never know with that. That would probably help LeBron for his rebound totals and stuff like that. But for my second guy, Nikolai Vucevic at 7,800. I was kind of struggling between him and Aaron Gordon, which one to go. But I'm going to lean the Nikolai Vucevic just because the little bit of a discount you get with him, 500 off the salary compared to Aaron Gordon. And by the numbers, like the defense versus position, Vucevic is in a better matchup here. Going against Brooklyn, both Aaron Gordon and Vucevic both had 40-point outings against this team. I think Aaron Gordon was when Vucevic was out, and then Vucevic's 40-point game was when Aaron Gordon was out. Actually, no, I think Vucevic was playing during Aaron Gordon's one, but Vucevic dropped the 40-plus when Aaron Gordon was out. But I think he's a safer for production in this game. Like, I think he'll get a double-double pretty easily. Brooklyn is very bad on the glass. They allow a lot of rebounds here. 24th in the league to rebounders. So I think Vucevic can get some good rebounds. And he put up 26 shots last game. His usage definitely has been up now that they kind of have a lot of their scores out of their lineup and stuff like that. And this is probably the best matchup on the court for this game for the Magic. And they're playing in Orlando. I think this game will be very competitive, high-scoring game. So definitely one of the games I really want to target. Brooklyn versus Orlando, and I think Vucevic can easily drop 40-plus DraftKings points, returning over 5 times value, so lock him in there. For my third guy, I've been attacking this Phoenix team every single time at the same position, the power forward position. They just been getting absolutely murdered against it. Tobias Harris here is the next in line for the fantasy points, so it's 7,300. A little bit disappointing he's been recently, but this is a perfect matchup for him to find his form and have a huge game. We know he has that crazy upside when he gets hot, and this can be definitely a matchup where he gets hot. Like, he was on a hot stretch a few weeks ago against Houston, 46-44 against OKC. And in this game against Phoenix, just a few weeks ago, he dropped 60 DraftKings points in this game, caught absolute fire. And I've been mentioning these, like I said, I've been mentioning these power forwards against Phoenix for the last couple of, for the last week or so. We had Aaron Gordon go for 60-plus against them the other night. Then we had Al Horford go for over 40 the other night. So Tobias Harris, like I said, he's next in line here. Come and get your fantasy points, power forwards. It's going to be Tobias Harris tonight. Lock him in there. I think he can go for 40-plus pretty easily, especially if it stays closer than expected. And for my fourth guy, DJ Augustine at 5,700, going against Brooklyn, coming off a very good game against Phoenix where he dropped 40 DraftKings points in that one. Almost got a triple-double there. And he's played very well against Brooklyn this year in limited minutes off the bench back when they had Elfrid Payton. 22 minutes per game there and 21 DraftKings points. So some solid stuff. Now that he's getting like 30-plus minutes, I think he can have a 30-plus point outing here. 5,700, a solid little price tag, and I think he's very safe in cash games. His upside is probably around 40 DraftKings points, so he can get up to around like almost 5 or 7 times X in this game. Like I said, it's going to be a competitive, high-scoring game. I think he can get a lot of assists feeding the guys like Vucevic and Aaron Gordon this game. So DJ Augustine, and we know that D'Angelo Russell is definitely not a good defender, so Augustine can definitely take advantage of that matchup. So lock him in there. For my fifth and final guy now, Shabazz Napier. He's going to be very chalky with Damian Lillard out tonight, but I think you got to take that chalk off the chin here with how well he's been playing when Lillard has been out of the lineup. I remember back like when Lillard was last out, he was dropping like 30 to 40-point outings in some of those games. And against Memphis, Jeff Teague is coming off a very good game against Memphis at the point guard position against them. He dropped 40 DraftKings points in that game. He was very effective there. And Andrew Harrison, he's an okay defender. I think he's a little bit banged up. He's actually questionable for this game. So even if he is out, then they got Mario Chalmers defending him. So just a slew of guys that aren't great basketball players. So I think Napier can definitely take advantage of that matchup. Memphis, pretty weak against three-point shooters, 36% against them. And Napier has played pretty well against them in the short minutes. He's gotten 23 minutes in 2 of the games against him, similar to Augustine. Now that you kind of expand those minutes out to around 30 to 35, should be able to get easily over 30 DraftKings points. And at 3,800, that's pretty much a steal, so lock him in there. So that rounds out the top 5. You got Augustine, Shabazz Napier, LeBron James, Tobias Harris, and Nikolai Vucevic. So love all those guys. And for my lottery pick of the night, my cheap guy, I think that's going to return a lot of value. Again, same price tag as Napier, but Isaiah Taylor, coming off a huge game last game against Houston. He got 34 DraftKings points in that one. He's shooting very well from the field. Dennis Schroeder already ruled out of this game, so he should be good for around 30 minutes again in the spot. Without Dennis Schroeder, he'll get the start in a solid matchup against Jeff Teague here. When he's gotten the minutes recently, he's done very well, like we saw against Sacramento. In that game, he dropped 30 DraftKings points when he got over 20 minutes. I remember recommending him earlier this year, and he's just playing very well this year. When his short stint of minutes, he's definitely trying to prove something this year to get that full NBA contract. So Isaiah Taylor, nice spot here, 3,800. Not much more to say. Atlanta, they're just pretty much a train wreck that needs some offense. That's going to come from him and probably Taurean Prince. So Taylor, lock him in there. And that is it for the plays. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you did got anything out of this one. 100 plus likes. I would greatly appreciate it. And definitely subscribe. If you are new here, you can turn notifications on to get alerted every time I upload these videos. I'll be uploading my MLB DraftKings picks for tomorrow within the next few hours, so definitely stay on the lookout for that. If you turn your notifications on, you'll get alerted exactly when that comes out, so definitely kind of do that. And you can go ahead and follow me on Twitter at MoneyWebby. If you are new here or just not following me on Twitter yet, for any updates on these plays, I tweeted about Kelly Olynyk last night. After the news that Bam Adebayo was out, he did pretty solid. So one of the better calls of yesterday. So definitely go follow me there for any other updates on the plays. So that is it, guys. 8-game slate here. Should be an exciting one. A lot of points, a ton of value, so you can easily pay up for LeBron James in this game. If you want to pivot off him, I would go with Karl-Anthony Towns, honestly, there. But that's kind of, I feel like everyone's going to do that, so maybe you already knew that. But that is it, guys. Good luck tonight. We'll see you back here again tomorrow.